At no level of basketball could this ever be a technical foul on Kelsey Mitchell. Oh, A'ja Wilson's on the court. That changes everything. So if A'ja Wilson fouls you on a layup, you're going to get a technical.
At no level of basketball could this ever be a technical foul on Kelsey Mitchell unless, of course, A'ja Wilson is on the court. Suddenly, the rules don't apply the same way. Imagine getting fouled on a layup, and somehow you're the one slapped with a technical. That set the tone for a night where Vegas came out swinging elbows, flopping, and trying everything except actual basketball. But instead of intimidating Indiana, it lit a fire. This wasn't just a game, this was war on the hardwood.
This was supposed to be a night all about A'ja Wilson's legacy. She made history before the ball even tipped, but the game that followed reminded the Aces how tough this playoff run will be.
The Indiana Fever have pulled off the upset, the 6th seed, beating Vegas 89-73 to take game.
The Las Vegas Aces thought they could bully their way to victory. Elbows flying, bodies hitting the floor, whistles swallowed by refs. They tried to rattle Indiana with cheap shots and intimidation, but the Fever didn't blink. Every shove from A'ja Wilson was met with grit. Every flop was answered with pace. And when Kelsey Mitchell started drilling dagger threes, the silence in the arena was deafening. Indiana
and A'ja Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces lose Game 1 on their home court to the Indiana Fever, 89-73. The Indiana Fever were in control of this game from start to finish. There was a small little patch there in the third quarter. We started saying, are the Aces gonna come back? But Kelsey Mitchell and Odyssey Sims said, no, they're not going to come back. Not at all.
This was supposed to be A'ja Wilson's big night. MVP trophy in hand, arena shining, cameras ready to celebrate dominance. But by the final buzzer, that trophy didn't look like a crown, it looked like a distraction. Instead of cementing their dynasty, Vegas got humbled on their own floor. And the Indiana Fever, a team everyone counted out, walked out with the upset and the swagger. Legacy night for A'ja? More like the night the Aces cracked under pressure.
You actually just referenced it twice. It is Indiana. Dropped 2 of the 3 games to them this year, but you haven't seen them since late July. What excites you about that matchup?
That they haven't seen the real Aces yet. They caught us when we were a bit in turmoil. Not only that, they whooped us one of those stretches. So, you know what? We'll buckle in, hone in where we can, and take care of business.
But here's the thing. Before tip-off, the story was already written. Vegas? Untouchable. Indiana? Just filler. 6 players injured. Caitlin Clark sidelined. Sophie Cunningham out. Analysts laughed them off. Becky Hammon herself said Indiana hadn't seen the real Aces yet. Translation? Easy win.
But on the court, the Fever crashed the party. Kelsey Mitchell dropped a playoff career-high 34 points to spoil the night with an 89-73 win.
In the second half, I just felt like our physicality and our pursuit was not there. Like, we died on screens. You have to have second and third efforts. Even if you know you might be beat, you still have to try hard to get back into the play, and I don't think we tried hard in that category.
The moment Indiana refused to cave, everything changed. You could literally see the panic set in on Vegas. The Aces, the 2-time champs, the so-called dynasty, they abandoned everything that made them great. Their sets? Gone. Their rhythm? Gone. They stopped trusting their offense, stopped trusting each other, and instead leaned on elbows, shoves, and trash talk. This wasn't championship swagger anymore. This was desperation. This was a team with rings, suddenly playing like rookies who couldn't handle the moment. And when a dynasty starts flopping and hacking just to survive, that's when the mask slips. What we saw wasn't dominance, it was fear. The script flipped in real time. The underdog became the hunter. Vegas? Vegas looked like prey.
You better not blank on the mission, bitch. You might get ranked. Let it go, right, go. What is flash for somebody? Die. You don't want to fight no hitter? No. Nigga, I'ma shoot you in the face.
The moment
Stuff it,
Indiana
man.
refused to cave, everything changed. You could literally see the panic set in on Vegas. The Aces, the two-time champs, the so-called dynasty, they abandoned everything that made them great. Their sets? Gone. Their rhythm? Gone. They stopped trusting their offense, stopped trusting each other, and instead leaned on elbows, shoves, and trash.
Lexi Hall was getting pushed all game. Look at that. Like elbowed, pushed, but guess who fell? That's a illegal screen. She leans into Lexi Hall, pushes her. Look at this. Pushes Lexi Hall down. Like, I can't take this crap. I'm sick of watching it over and over. That's a moving screen. And then pushes her again. Look at that. You can't do that. They didn't call any. This is the only one they called a foul. She straight pushed Kelsey Mitchell into Asia Wilson.
All eyes were supposed to be on Asia Wilson, the MVP, the face of the league. But what we saw, it wasn't dominance. It wasn't greatness. It was desperation. Instead of leading with skill, she led with elbows. Instead of showing poise, we got flops. She literally hooked arms, dragged herself to the floor, and acted like a victim. That's not MVP basketball. That's frustration. That's a star losing control. The same night that was supposed to crown her legacy, it turned into her unraveling. Wilson didn't set the tone with her game.
And then this pathetic foul to start the game off with. But ball never lies. I love when karma happens. Yeah, miss your free throw. And then here we go. Check this out. A foul. Look at this. When she swings her elbows on Powers. And Powers just holding her ground. But it's a foul. Let's go through this. This is Asia Wilson. I'm so big and bad. No, you didn't get touched. It wasn't that cool. You made a layup.
She said it with theatrics. And the message was clear for the entire WNBA. The Aces aren't as untouchable as they want you to believe. What we saw wasn't dominance, it was fear. The script flipped in real time. The underdog became the hunter. Vegas looked like prey.
But then Aaliyah Boston swings her elbows around and makes a shot, but no, she can't do it. She's a fever. An Indiana fever. She said, that's a flop. That's what Caitlin said. Here we go. Asia Wilson. Look at her trying to flop to get a call. Nobody touched you. And this is the biggest bullcrap of the game. So Kelsey Mitchell goes in for a layup. Asia Wilson shows them their lip, so they review it. Ever see an Indiana Fever player get a review when they're called for a foul and they zoom in with a microscope and call it technical? They called it technical on Kelsey Mitchell.
Indiana.